Welcome back to another video. My name is Jen. We're going to talk about fire today and ways to boost the fire within you. So if you're not familiar with the ancient system of the 5 elements, we have 5 elements out of nature: fire, earth, metal, water, wood. And not only are they not only in nature, but they're within us. So we need the elements outside to have the seasons, to have everything flow smoothly in life and creation and the whole birth death cycle and everything, right? So we have them within us too, our personality, our emotions, tied to our organ systems. And fire in particular it's associated with summer. Okay, we're still in spring right now, but it's associated with summer. It's the most yang of the seasons. And now is a good time to start looking at what areas you might be deficient, what elements you may feel a little deficient in, so that you can have full balance in your body, mind, and spirit. Okay, that is what ancient medicine, Taoism, what everybody in the holistic field pretty much talks about, is this thing about balance. What does balance really mean? Well, from an elemental perspective, it's having all 5 elements balanced within you. Now, we usually are born with 1 or 2 that are more dominant. That's kind of like our personality type or our constitution, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of like if you're into astrology or something. Astrology says that we have a certain code, designated to us that makes us unique as an individual, as opposed to Joe Schmo next door. Like, we're different. We have different coding. Therefore, we have different traits and personality traits and different strengths and weaknesses, as we go about life. And it helps us understand ourselves. And we can do the same thing with these 5 elements. So if, there are a lot of deficient fire people right now, and it may not seem like it. So fire has to do with this kind of bubbly, playful expansiveness. Usually fire people are very kind of like the life of the party. They're those friends that you have that are very spontaneous. They like variety. They like wearing wild colors. They like just having fun. They laugh a lot. They smile a lot. And there's a lot of people out in society right now who are trying to be more fiery than they are. Now, we all have fire within us. We have all the 5 elements within us. But fire may not be our dominant trait, and that's okay. We just need to learn to accept that, it's not our dominant trait. Like, we should focus on our other strengths, right? What other elements that we fit into, and not try to be something that we're not. But our own fire can become deficient, where it leads to issues where we become out of balance. So this can look like sleep issues. This can look like problems with being intimate or relationship issues. This can look like anything having to do with emotions, feeling flat or not feeling like you have much joy in your life, a lack of joy, feeling just kind of like going through the motions of life. So the fire energy is connected to the heart and the small intestine. So the heart is about connection to others, right? It's where our spirit resides, in our heart. So when we feel deficient, or we have a deficiency in our fire element, then it means that we may have trouble in one of these areas of connecting. We may have trouble having fun in life, right? Doing things that are playful or spontaneous. And we feel like there's something wrong with us, but it's not that there's something wrong with us. It's just that maybe we need to boost our fire energy a little bit. So 6 ways to do this, okay? Number 1 is to tap into or surrender to your playful side or your spontaneous side. Okay, laugh more, smile more. Do things that will help this along, whether it's watching a comedy show or going to a live event where you're laughing, going out with friends where you're smiling. Okay, so this requires a little bit of effort on your part to kind of get out of your element a little bit if you're feeling stuck, and doing things that are going to enhance the fire in your life. The average person right now laughs less than, I read, 30 times a day. Okay, so go towards the things that make you laugh, whether it's playing with your dog. I mean, it can be silly. It doesn't have to be this big thing. You don't have to book a trip or some comedy thing where it's like, okay, I need something out there to make me laugh. You can make yourself laugh with just stupid little things. So whatever type of humor you have, go on YouTube, watch some funny videos, just start getting that heart energy flowing, okay? There's a lot of people, like I said, who are deficient right now, and they're using artificial means to boost their heart energy, or they think that they're boosting their heart energy through caffeine is a great example, because caffeine shocks the heart, but it actually is having the opposite effect later on. It's going to deplete the adrenals if you have too much of it. So, you know, the fire energy likes to be shocked. The heart likes to be shocked. So caffeine, alcohol too, even though alcohol is a depressant, people will use it to feel more sociable, right? And that's part of this fire energy. So it's a false fire actually that people are experiencing. They think they're boosting the fire because it makes them feel, say you're introverted or you're shy. Drink some coffee, suddenly you feel more like outgoing, or you have some, you know, drinks and you feel like more sociable, like talking to people, which is not your innate nature per se. So these are artificial means that are going to give you false fire, that are going to deplete your kidneys in the end if you do too much of it, or they're going to tax your liver, okay? So natural means is to do things naturally for you that make you laugh, okay? Smile. Just go outside and go out of your element a little bit, smile at strangers, see what happens. Number 2, wear bright colors. Wear bright colors, wear colors with sparkles, I don't know, wear colors with like wild tiger print stuff. So that's gonna help you feel a little more outgoing, a little more, I don't know, spontaneous in nature. So wear colors or surround yourself with things that are like bright. All right, number 3 is practice optimism. Easier said than done, right? Because a lot of us are pessimistic and cynical, and you know, there's a lot of pessimism out there, but it actually leads to premature aging and higher cortisol levels and stuff like that. So when I say practice optimism, it doesn't have to be this huge overhaul in your life. Just practice celebrating your little wins or what was good about your day, and try shifting your focus a little bit from all the bad things in your day to the good things. Maybe you want to start a gratitude journal or appreciation journal or something like that. For some people it sounds corny, but it does work. It can help. Or before you go to bed, really think about, okay, what was good about my day? What were my little wins for today? So it's focusing on the little things that bring you joy in life instead of always hunting for those big, huge things that are going to give you happiness or fill your heart up, okay? Often it's the smallest little things that count. Number 4, cardiovascular exercise. So actually, a lot of people who will naturally do things to balance ourselves out. So you may notice people who may have a deficiency in the fire energy, they may try things like more risky activities or contact sports or jumping out of airplanes or things like that that give that shock to their system. That's actually their body kind of like just naturally wanting to balance itself out. They don't have to think about it. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm drawn to that for some reason. Well, it may be that they're actually underneath it all, a little depressed, a little lower on the scale, and they're searching for things to lift them up, to bring them joy. Now, I'm not saying you have to jump out of airplanes, but what I am saying is that cardiovascular exercise is not only good for your heart, but it's good for just the fire element in general. So, you know, it doesn't have to be, if you are not an active person, I'm not recommending go like join an MMA, you know, boxing match or anything, or really wipe yourself out, but do a little bit more than you're used to. Get that heart rate up, do variety. The fire energy loves variety, okay, in not only just day-to-day living, but exercise as well. So mix it up, do something different that you haven't done before, you know, under safety precautions. And yeah, so physical activity. All right, number 5, to help boost the fire energy in your body. Now this is one that people may not love, and it's to be more sociable, connect with other people. Now, if you're deficient in this element, the fire, it's going to be difficult because that's one of the issues you're having, is the ability to connect to people or be intimate, or there's issues in the relationship, issues with your own self, right? You feel like you can't do it. So it's taking little baby steps along the way, whether it's connecting with somebody out online, whether it's going to volunteer or helping somebody out in the neighborhood, or just talking to your neighbor. So anything where you are socializing, or you're talking to somebody, or you're, again, it's about the heart, right? So the heart wants to connect to other hearts, to other people. So if you're sitting alone in your basement, then it's going to be hard for the fire element to balance itself out, because fire wants that. It needs that. It needs that social interaction. So if you're an introverted person, that's okay. But it's doing little things. Maybe it's talking to your family, calling your mother on the phone, playing with your kid. Playing with kids are the best, because kids are pure yang energy. They have a lot of fire in them. So the perfect description of fire is your child, just like, if you have a child, just like playing around and being spontaneous and variety and not a care in the world, and they just have that glow to them, to glow to their eyes. They just have that loving nature, okay? So if you can tap into that, play with your kids, do anything like that, be more sociable, that's gonna help boost the energy a little bit. All right, number 6 is to eat bitter foods. So heart, small intestine, fire element likes bitter. So dark chocolate, bitter melon, I don't know, those dark leafy greens that are cooked, like kale or arugula, stuff that's more bitter, is going to open up the heart a little bit more. And as a bonus, one more thing to help boost the fire energy in your life is to, this is going to sound weird, surround yourself with fire. So I'm not going to say surround yourself with fire, but light a fireplace, light a candle, go online, look at pictures of fire. All that stuff is actually going to seep inside, and it's going to help kind of rev up the engine within you, the fire within you. So again, you don't have to be a fire element type. You don't have to always be spontaneous and playful and try to fit into that box, because then you're just trying to be something that you're not. But if you do little tiny things to help the fire within you, even though it's not your dominant element, then you can bring a little bit more out at times, especially if you feel that you're deficient. Because we want, again, all the elements to be in balance. That is the goal. And so those are my tips for today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you want to check out, I have a bunch of other videos on the 5 elements, each of the element types broken down. I'll leave the links to all those guys below. My new book is out, links below, and have a great day. I will see you on the next video. Peace.